Hello again. The last video is on the rotation rules. So what does XY on the figure, the XY's on the figure, the points on the figure change to? The new XY, right? This is the new X and the new Y. So what happens to the points when you rotate the figure? Okay, so the first one is rotation rules, and the second one is going to be dilation rules, and I'll tell about that. Okay, so let's start with a point like 3, 2. And to rotate means to turn. So I'm going to take this point and rotate it. Now I have to have this arm, like this arm of rotation. And the center of that arm, or the start of that arm, is the center of the circle. So let's say I want to rotate this point 90 degrees counterclockwise. So I want to go 90 degrees this way. So I'm going to take that arm of rotation and rotate it 90 degrees this way. And so you can see that the 90-degree rotation ends up being right here. So this point is rotated 90 degrees to the left, or counterclockwise. So this is counterclockwise, which is to the left. Now the new points right here are -2, 3. And the question is, how does that relate to the pre-image, the beginning point? So I'm going from here, rotating it to here. And first of all, you can see that the X and Y switch. But instead of the Y, it's -Y. So the rule 1, call this rule 1, if I go 90 degrees counterclockwise, XY will always translate to the opposite of Y and then the X. So they get flip-flopped, and the X stays +3, +3, and the Y turns negative, but they flip-flop the X and Y. Well, that's kind of tricky, I know. So we're going to take a look at, what if I take this point, okay, and rotate it 90 degrees this way, okay? So I'm taking this now, and I'm rotating it 90 degrees clockwise, all right? And that looks like this. That turns in right here, see? Here's the arm of rotation, and here's the point. And this point is to -3. So if you do the 90-degree turn clockwise, then the XY still gets flipped. Okay, so we flip it around. The XY gets flipped around. The rotation goes to the left. The X and Y flip around. But it is the X, it's the first number that stays positive, the Y value. See the 2 there? And then the X value becomes negative, but we can see that, like for example, the +3 where it started off is now -3, but it's the Y value. okay? So that's rotation 90 degrees. That's rule 1. And let's go ahead and do 180 degrees. I'll use a different color. So what's the rule for 180 degrees? Now, I bet you could kind of start thinking, okay, I'm going to take that point. I think we'll start off with another kind of point here. We'll do this point right here. We'll call it -4, 1. When we rotate the points, the origin is the start of the line of rotation. We have to be able to rotate it about a point, right? You can't just randomly rotate it. So we usually pick this point. Now, if we go and rotate it 180 degrees, and we'll do counterclockwise first of all. We'll do this way. And you can see that if we do 180 degrees, this point right here is the new point. Now that point right there is 4, 1. 4, -1. Okay, so what did we do? Well, this point right here was -4, +1, -1, 2, 3, 4, +1, which is that. Rotated 180 degrees is now 4, -1. So what happens is 180 degree rotation, this is rule 2, and if we go X, Y to start, then what we do is, what does it look like? Okay, what do you think happens on 180 degree rotation? You guessed it, both of them become opposite. So they're both the opposite. -4 goes to +4. +1 goes to -1. Now we could do that with any point. So I'm just going to pick another point right up here. Call it 2, 4. And if I rotate that point, and I'm always rotating on the origin here, and I rotate it 180 degrees, all right, you can see that it's -4, -2, -4, all right, rotated 180 degrees. So it's both clockwise and counterclockwise. So rotation 180 degrees is pretty easy. You just have to change the X and the Y. Now sometimes you might have 270. (270 degrees), and this is just like 90. Think 90 degrees. Only it's the opposite. Now 270 degrees is almost 360. So we'll take a point and we'll do 2, 3. And we're going to go 270 degrees. So we have a line of reflection or a line of rotation. And 360 minus 90 is equal to 270. So if I'm going 270 this way, say, which is counterclockwise, now that's the same as 90 degrees clockwise. So it would be the same as 90 degrees this way. And if we look at the 90 degrees this way, it's going to be 3, 2. So and it's 3, -2. So you can see that 270 degrees is just think 90 degrees, only opposite, okay, opposite direction. So 270 degrees counterclockwise is the same as 90 degrees clockwise, okay? So that's how you can remember the 270 degrees. You just remember your 90 degrees. Okay, now the last transformation is dilation. Now, when we draw a triangle on an XY axis, we can dilate it. And things can get really complicated, but we're going to, let's say we have a triangle here. And it's triangle ABC, and I'm going to shrink it or enlarge it. You can either shrink it or enlarge it. So when you shrink and enlarge it, you need a center of dilation. Center of dilation. And for our purposes, the center of dilation will be that 0, 0. So what you have to do is recognize that. Like the center of dilation for this one is the origin. You can see it right here. And so you move the k, which is the multiplier, the scale factor. And right now, if you can see, you notice k is equal to 1. It's the same triangle. Now, as soon as k gets smaller than 1, the pre-image is going to be shrunk into the new image. And 0.25, for example, would be 1/4 the size. And then you would increase it. See the center there? Now, things get really complicated when you change the center of dilation. So here the center of dilation is in a different spot. So things get really tricky when you change it for the coordinates, but you can see that the center of dilation really matters. So what are the rules for dilation? Well, basically x, y, all the x's and y's basically go to k times x, comma, y times x. Or no, k times y. Where k is equal to the scale factor. And you can see it from the slide before, if k is bigger than 1, it's an enlargement. And if k is smaller than 1, but greater than 0, okay, it is a shrinking. Shrink factor. Enlarge factor. Okay, so if k equals 2, for example, 3, 5 would go to 6, 10. So it's a pretty simple multiplication. Okay, good to know. Practice.